welcome to Japan National Tourist Organization and Japan Airlines coffee break webinar. It will last for approximately 30 minutes. We will listen to 2 speakers, followed by the Q&A, and then we will end by announcing the winners of the Japanese cookbook and the Japan Airlines giveaway set. The first speaker today is Yuki Ogawa, Deputy Director at the Japan National Tourism Organization. Yuki is based in London and oversees promotional activities in the Nordic region and the UK. She has over 15 years of experience in destination marketing and branding, and she is also passionate about discovering local hidden gems. But before Yuki starts her presentation, we will see a very nice video. Over to you, Yuki.
Good morning, everyone from cloudy London. Thank you so much for joining us at Japan seminar. The video I've shown was from a global campaign, which highlights 7 travel fashions: nature, outdoor, tradition, art, cities, cuisine, and relaxation. Today, I would like to introduce you what travelers can expect for gastronomic experience and what awaits us this year in Japan. Let me share my screen. Right. Japan offers a variety of activities and experiences by region, from hiking through stunning mountain scenery to visiting a temple for peaceful meditation. From contemporary art to ruins, Japan is full of color and rich in history. When it comes to food, Japan proudly offers meals using fresh ingredients in season that make the plates unique and healthy, and also in excellent quality. I currently live in London, but sometimes get lost in seasons. But in Japan, it is said that 1 year can be broken into 24 or even 72 micro seasons, and food plays a very important role in bringing us a herald of new season coming. Also, many restaurants offer food in their specialty, so you will find a stand-up noodle bar on train platforms, or yakitori diners, skewered grilled chicken diners in a small alley. We have got so many culinary offerings, but today I have selected 5 experiences you cannot miss while you are in Japan. Let's start our journey from visiting izakaya. Izakaya is an informal gastropub offering a variety of food. It is a popular place for gathering from with friends or colleagues. So dining at izakaya will give you a kind of an immersive local feeling. Secondly, if you feel like trying at your hands, go for cooking classes. From sushi masterclass to Japan's home cooking, there are plenty of programs available in English. Also, a hotel in Nagano Prefecture offers guests a sake master certificate. But Japan is not all about sake. We also make good whiskey, wines, or even craft beer. So it would be good to try the newest craft gins or microbreweries in Tokyo, or do whiskey tasting at Japan's highly acclaimed distilleries in Hokkaido or Osaka. For more local experience, try an oyster shack in Mie Prefecture in central Japan, where women divers Ama serve fresh shellfish grilled just in front of you. Hear their stories and how they fish sustainably. Also, visiting local market is also a fun part when traveling overseas. Excuse me. Shop fresh ingredients like locals or find your own kitchen tools. Lastly, staying healthy. Shojin ryori is a vegetarian meal introduced to Japan as the influence of Zen Buddhism. It's mainly cooked with veggies and soy and is mostly served at a Buddhist temple. Koya-san is a popular place for temple stay with shojin ryori offered to its guests. So here are the 5 culinary experiences you cannot miss. If your clients have allergies, please be careful with soup stock, as many restaurants use meat or fish stock dashi when preparing a meal. So make sure to ask the restaurant directly how they can accommodate specific needs of the guests. To find out where to eat, these websites will help you make your itinerary. There are some points to remember in terms of dining manners. So now I'd like to do a quick quiz here and ask you which conduct is acceptable in Japan. Eating sushi with your hands, sticking chopstick in a rice bowl, slurping noodles, or leaving some food on your plate when finishing a meal. So I'm going to give you maybe 20 to 30 seconds. So please kindly check what do you think is acceptable in Japan. Please note, no cheating is acceptable here. So don't Google or ask your friends for an answer. All right. The viewers have chosen leaving chopsticks in your rice bowl the most, followed by leaving food on your plate. And 3 has chosen eating sushi with their hands, and 1 has chosen slurping your noodles. Now I'd like to move on to the answers now. The answers are eating sushi with your hands or slurping noodles are acceptable, while sticking chopsticks in a rice bowl or leaving some food left on the plate when completing a meal are considered to be against manners. Sushi used to be bigger in old days, so it was rather difficult to eat using with chopsticks. So that is said to be a reason some people still prefer eating sushi with their hands. But nowadays, people do use chopsticks too, as sushi size gets smaller and gets easier to grab with chopsticks. And also making sounds during a meal is basically not acceptable like in the West, but you can when you eat noodles in Japan. This is especially true when eating cold soba noodles or ramen noodles. People say that slurping makes its taste or flavor more stand out. On the other hand, sticking chopstick in a rice bowl is considered to be against the manner. This is because that sticking chopsticks is how we make an offering to the deceased at a ceremony. There are so many rules and manners in using chopsticks, such as do not point chopsticks at someone or at dish. So you may want to be careful when using chopsticks. And lastly, some cultures in Asia prefer to have some leftover on the plate when finishing a meal. But in Japan, the basic idea is that you order as much as you can. So finishing your plate shows a kind of gratitude to those who cooked the meal. Hope you get the right answers. Now moving on to the next session, and we would like to take a little look into the best of Japan in 2022. Starting from the north, Hokkaido welcomes the arrival of the Nipponia Hotel in the heart of Hakodate's historic Bay Area. They have renovated an old warehouse and made it into a modern hotel. As you see in this image on the slide, Tokoro Mount Fuji Camp and Glamping opened in Yamanashi Prefecture, offering the bonfire and barbecue with a view of Mount Fuji from luxurious dome. A new small hideaway luxury hotel from Hotel Okura has just opened in January in Kyoto's No Theater District. Families and solo travelers will rejoice at the news that the Studio Ghibli Park is finally due to open in Aichi in November this year. The Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan in Osaka recently announced to almost double the size of the current park and to add interactive Pokemon attractions early this year. The permanent Team Lab exhibition space in the southeast area of Kyoto is expected to start work in 2024. There are more new comings, so please check the rest at the link above here, the Japan Hot List 2022. We have also launched websites and digital guidebooks in local languages. Guidebooks are downloadable from these links on the slides and are actually a handy tool to know the basics of Japan. So please take a look for your reference or when providing information to your clients. Here are some other links for your travel planning. We have got videos, digital brochures, and information for travel professionals, such as a list of DMCs, and also frequently asked questions from the travelers. And please remember to take the Japan online training course on the OTT if you have not done yet. So that was a quick update on Japan. Please feel free to contact us anytime if you need further information. As we are getting ready to open up our country, we very much look forward to welcoming visitors soon. Now back to you, Johnny.
Thank you very much, Yuki. I'm definitely having sushi for lunch today anyway. Next speaker is Marco Hasegawa, and he's the manager sales Northern and Central Europe at Japan Airlines. Marco was born and raised in Japan with a Japanese father and a Finnish mother. After moving to Finland, he worked for Finnair between 2007 and 2008, and then at JTB Finland between 2008 and 2013. Later the same year, he joined Japan Airlines, the regional office in Helsinki. And over to you, Marco.
Thank you, Johnny, and hello to everyone. I hope you can see my presentation okay, and you can hear me okay. So I am Marco from Japan Airlines Helsinki office. Thank you for this opportunity today for me to give you the JAL presentation. I don't know how many of you have participated in the JNTO webinar held in February last year when I made JAL presentation of our services and products, as well as about latest information for the quarantine and immigration in Japan. As you know, currently Japan border is still closed, unfortunately. So my presentation today is focused for the summer seasons. Today, I'm going to tell you about JAL network from Nordic cities to Japan. And these schedules are for summer schedules starting from 27th March. I will also tell you a little bit about Helsinki Airport. And lastly, about our JAL Okinawa destination campaign. First of all, about our network. We have 5 offices here in Europe, London, Paris, Frankfurt, Moscow, and Helsinki. Our Helsinki office is taking care of Northern and the Eastern Europe countries. We currently operate 4 weekly flights from Helsinki, which has excellent connections to the Scandinavian cities. We also offer the connecting flight via London, Paris with BA and Air France feeding flights. But of course, Helsinki is the most convenient and the fastest connections to Japan. Our Helsinki flight operates to Haneda Airport in Tokyo, but we also have the code share with Finnair flight to Osaka, as well as Tokyo Narita. Finnair is scheduled to resume their flights to Nagoya and also to Fukuoka and Sapporo starting from this summer season. Our flight from Helsinki to Tokyo Haneda operates on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So currently 4 weekly frequency. And from Tokyo Haneda to Helsinki on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. The connections from the Scandinavian cities, for example, Stockholm, Gothenburg, Copenhagen, Oslo, the flight departs between 1 to 1:30 p.m., which arrives Helsinki around 3:30 p.m. And it's about a 2-hour transfer time at Helsinki Airport for our JAL 48 flight to Tokyo Haneda. The inbound flight from Tokyo Haneda arrives Helsinki just before 3 p.m. at Helsinki. And we have about 1 to 1.5 hour transfer time at Helsinki Airport for the connecting flights to the Scandinavian cities. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about Helsinki Airport. Helsinki Airport offers fast and smooth transfers with the one roof concept. Even though Helsinki Airport is currently on an expansion program, the idea is to maintain the short transfer time. The distances remain short from the arriving gate to the transfer gate under a single roof. There's no need to change the terminal buildings during the flight transit. Helsinki Airport offers unlimited Wi-Fi service free of charge. The connection is quite fast and very easy to use. There's plenty of battery charging points for your mobile phone and other electronic devices. If you go to the non-Schengen side of the terminal, there are a lot of spacious resting areas, comfortable seats in some of which you can even lie down. There are different kinds of shops and cafes, including the Moomin Cafe, which is very popular among the Japanese tourists. But of course, unfortunately, some of their shops are currently closed or opening with the limited opening time due to the COVID situation. The new entrance terminal building was opened on 1st of December last year. We now have the brand new departure and arrival hall building for the passengers departing and arriving in Finland. Next, about our contact information. Helsinki Sales is taking care of the groups and the special net fares and contract-related issues. And all other reservation-related issues are handled by our agency support desk. And the contact informations can be found from this slide. Due to the COVID situation, our staffs are currently serving only via email. So the telephone numbers are not stated in this slide. By the way, we will share with you these slides separately, so you can refer to the contact informations from this material. If you have not yet been registered to the JAL agency web, please consider registering because all the latest update informations about our product services, they are all stored into this website. There is a QR code and the website information in this slide from which you can register yourself into the JAL agency web. finally, about JAL Okinawa destination campaign. So if together with my European sales colleagues, we are currently carrying out JAL Okinawa destination campaign. Okinawa is a tropical island in the southern part of Japan. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Okinawa, whether any of you have been to Okinawa or not. It is a little bit over 2 hours flight from Tokyo Haneda, where our flight from Helsinki operates. We have more than 10 daily flights operating between Tokyo Haneda and Okinawa Naha. There is also a flight operating to Okinawa Naha from Osaka, as well as from Nagoya. We have the special JAL tour operators net fare for the travel agencies who can produce the tours to Okinawa with a JAL flight. We also have the special Japan domestic fares as well. It is also possible for us to introduce you the DMC in Japan, who can help you with the land arrangements in Japan as well as in Okinawa. So if you are interested in start producing tours to Okinawa, or even if you are already selling Okinawa, or just simply if you have any questions or would like to ask more about what JAL can offer to you, please send questions during the Q&A sessions, or even after this webinar, you can send an email to me. I can also arrange and set up the opportunities to do the presentations and tell you more about Okinawa. So please do not hesitate to be in contact with me. That was all from my part. Thank you once again for your precious time today. And back to you, Johnny.
Yes, thank you very much, Marco. If you have any questions, just please put them in the chat so that Preeti can read them out loud. So Preeti, do we have anything in the chat?
No, we don't have anything in the chat at the moment. But yes, everyone feel free to ask questions from our lovely speakers who've just presented, which I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, I mean, anything you want to ask about the destination or JNTO, please feel free to ask away or put it in the chat and I'll read the questions out. So did everyone enjoy the presentations? I suppose it's the first question I should ask. There's a question in the chat that's just come through from Martin. Any dates on when Japan will reopen?
Well, I think I should take that question. Unfortunately, currently a new entry of foreign guests suspended until the end of February. And we have no updates at the moment what will happen onwards into March. And spring is actually one of the biggest seasons in Japan, and I'm sure many of you may have bookings held for this spring. So we really appreciate your patience and support while we hear a good news from Japan. Fingers crossed.
Fantastic. Thank you, Yuki. That was a question from Martin. Am I pronouncing this correctly? Josephat? Apologies for the for the pronunciation there. From Sakura Tours. And then we have another question here from Julia. Are the attractions currently open?
Yes, they are, but currently 30 of prefectures are into a kind of semi-emergency measures. So which means that some of the facilities may close earlier, or some restaurants have to close early before they offer some alcohol. So you may want to check the latest information on the areas or facilities you are trying to visit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've got another question here from, and pardon me for pronouncing this incorrectly, Rezawan, from a company called Easton, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The question is, do you have any information about any hotels, restaurants, and activities that have closed down permanently due to the pandemic?
Well, actually, we do not hear anything about closing down of hotels or restaurants. The Japanese government has provided some support during the pandemic, so they are really trying to hold on to their business. So we really hope that borders will open up soon again.
Fantastic, thanks, Yuki. Anyone have any more questions? Oh, look, there's another one coming through from Julia. When is the best time to travel to Japan?
Well, that's a great question, actually. I would say the whole year you have different experiences available, but the popular season is spring, starting from March to April for the sakura troublesome seasons. And the next is followed by the autumn colors from the November to the beginning of December. But if you are a skier, we've got plenty of powder snows from January into early March. And if you are a beach lover, you have beautiful beaches available, like Mark has introduced, like in Okinawa in the summertime. So it depends on what you would expect from Japan.
Fantastic. Thank you, Yuki. Any more questions from anyone else? For Jal, even? So I've got a question here from Josephine. She's actually been to Tokyo. That was quite some time ago. She's asking, are most people vaccinated in Japan?
Yes, currently roughly 80% of the population have completed the second vaccine dose. And now they are into the third booster, starting to offer to medical professionals and the elderly.
Okay, thank you for that, Yuki. Josephine, does that answer your question? Any more from anyone? I guess I've got one actually, if that's right to ask. Is Japan a destination, would you say, for everyone, from a single traveler to couples to families, for children as well?
I would say we're open to anyone. There's plenty of experiences available to any travelers, starting from couples or solo travelers or family with kids. So if you have any questions as to what kind of attractions would be suitable for each different clients, we will be more than happy to support you with some more information.
Okay, fantastic, Yuki, thank you. Any more questions from anyone? Perhaps something for Jal on the Jal network, award-winning airline, the service on board, and so on. Okay. Feel free to put the question in the chat, guys, if you don't want to, if you've got any more questions as well. I haven't got any more questions coming through at the moment. So I guess we could perhaps move on to the next part of the webinar, if anyone hasn't got any questions. No, it doesn't look like there are any more questions. So I'll hand over back to Johnny then in that case. So yeah, we'll move on to the prizes and the fun part of the webinar, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Yuki, and thank you, Marco.
Sorry, guys. Before we go on, sorry, Johnny, just to interrupt you there. I just had a question coming from Anika. She's asking if the presentation will be sent out for them to have to hand. I guess it's a question for both Yuki and Maruko.
The job presentation, yes.
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 Yeah. Fantastic. And another question that's just coming from Martin. Does JNTO have any strategy to cope with the influx of the tourists when Japan reopens?
We are very much concerned of the over tourism when the border opens, and each facilities have introduced, many of the facilities have introduced a pre-booking system to control the number of visitors at one time. And we also push out more of regional areas of the beaten track so that people would not go into the very popular areas.
Okay. Martin is just saying that because he said it was starting to get crowded just before the corona started. So hence he's asking that question.
Thank you so much for your questions.
Fantastic. Thanks, Martin. Okay, guys, if there's no more questions, should we move on to the fun parts, onto the prizes and see who's actually won? If that's okay with everyone, so hand over back to Johnny.
Yes, thank you, Pretty. Before we starting with the prices, I know that after you pull the prices, it's going to be a little bit, some people are going to be happy and some people will have, hopefully will be lucky next time. But I'd like to extend a big thank you to everybody that participated in the webinar today. And hopefully we will soon be welcoming travelers on board Japan Airlines and of course all the way to Japan. I also like to add that after we have giving away the cookbook and the Japan Airlines set, we also want you to answer a final questions of how you thought, give us a little bit of feedback on the webinar. So I'm going to give it back to you, Pretty, to announce the winners.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Johnny. So I believe we have 3 prizes up for grabs. The first one, well, there's 2 cookery books from JNTO, courtesy of JNTO, for you to take home and actually enjoy some traditional Japanese cooking. So I'm just going to pick a random winner, 2 random winners, in fact. So if you go, give me a moment just to spin the wheel on my side here in the background, and I'll be back with a winner. So if you give me a minute, I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that. We have a drum roll, guys. So, and the winner for the first cookery book prize is somebody by the name of, and I apologize for this pronunciation, so I'm going to hand over to Johnny just to help me pronounce it. Somebody by the name of Kimo. Is Kimo on the chat in the webinar? Kimo Asikwe. No, maybe the person's left the chat. Okay, I'll do another random pick. I don't think this person is there actually. So let's do another random pick. Bear with me. Okay, so the next random pick, and I'm picking a winner by the name of Britt Johansson, and I hope I have pronounced this correctly. So the winner is Britt Johansson for the first cookery book from JNTO. And the second winner is Josephine Lamb. So congratulations to both of you for winning the JNTO cookery book. Josephine Lamb. Ooh, apologies. Congratulations to the both of you for winning the JNTO cookery book. And one more winner from the wheel for the last prize from Gel is, let's see what the wheel is saying. 1, 2, 3, a lovely lady by the name of Lena Alteo. I'll just type that in the chat here. Lena Alteo. So congratulations, Lena, as well, for winning the Gel gift set. Congrats to all. Yes, congratulations to all winners. Thank you, Marco. So that's all the winners there. Congratulations again. Well done, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the webinar. What we'll do is we'll send the presentations over to you guys, but don't just leave yet. We'd like some feedback from yourselves. So if we can get some feedback from the questions there, that'd be wonderful. So you can complete those, that'd be fantastic. Thank you, guys. And I'll hand over back to Johnny.
Yes, thank you. And once you have put the questions or answered the questions there, I just like to extend a big thank you to Marco, Yuki, and of course Pretty for doing the raffle, and for all the people that listened in today from Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Finland. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon again, or actually in Japan. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much all.
Thank you, everyone.